This is the 2024 Chevrolet Equinox EV. It is the first all-electric Equinox, and it occupies a very interesting place both in Chevrolet's lineup and in the car market as a whole. With a starting price of around $30,000, the Equinox EV doesn't really have a lot of direct competitors. Most EVs at this price point are smaller with less range, like the Mazda MX-50 or the Mini EV, or with this range and this size, they are a lot more expensive, starting in the $40,000 range. Granted, that's before tax credits, but that's a whole mess right now. The Equinox EV is available in LT and RS trim appearances. The LT has 1 LT, 2 LT, and 3 LT grades, and the RS has 2 RS and 3 RS. This is an all-wheel drive 3 LT. So at 2 LT and above, you get this nice LED light bar along the front. It's honestly a fairly normal looking SUV. It doesn't look quite like the internal combustion Equinox, but it still looks, not that futuristic. Let's be honest. It looks like a car you could buy right now. You get this traditional EV knot grille design here, some nice sporty lines going to the back. The LT is available with a two-tone white roof. The RS is available with a black roof. The RS has a sportier appearance than the LT, but there's not really a lot of mechanical differences. It's really just an appearance thing. Alongside, we're going to take a look at the styling some more. We've got 21-inch wheels on this 3LT version. Depending on the Equinox EV level, you can get 19s, 20s, or these 21s. They will look different depending on whether it's an LT or an RS. You come along the side here, you've got your charge port over on the driver's side. You get some nice cladding, carbon look along the base here. And then you get this nice little swept roof with the high spoiler here. That's where it really starts to differ from the Equinox. The Equinox has a much more upright roof line down to the lift gate. This is more coupe-like and swept, probably for aerodynamic reasons. You get these fancy LED taillights along the rear here. And as you can see, this is the all-wheel drive version, like the Silverado EV and the Blazer EV. The E in Equinox is that fun blue Ultium logo. And then you have this nice LED taillight bar here. You get some styling around here on the bumper. Again, not actually that fancy, but this is an SUV that starts at around $30,000, and it could have been nothing. So you get a little bit of styling here. The Equinox EV will come with 2 battery sizes, a standard and a larger size. Chevrolet hasn't released exact specs for that, but we do have some power figures for both the front-wheel drive and the available all-wheel drive. The front-wheel drive Equinox EV will have 210 horsepower and 242 pounds-feet of torque, while with available all-wheel drive, it will have a total of 290 horsepower and 346 pound-feet. Range will vary from trim to trim. The smaller battery is really only available on the front-wheel drive 1LT, the base model. That gets you 250 miles of range. With all-wheel drive and the larger battery, you go up to 280 miles of range. And with the larger battery and the standard front-wheel drive, you get the most range at an estimated 300 miles. And one-pedal driving is standard to help you maximize that range. The Equinox EV comes standard with 11.5 kilowatt level 2 home charging, which Chevy says can add up to 34 miles per hour. If you choose the 3RS with available all-wheel drive, you can get 19.2 kilowatt level 2 charging, which will add an estimated 51 miles per hour at most. DC fast charging is also standard, and Chevy says that will add 70 miles in 10 minutes of charging. Inside the Equinox EV, this is a pre-production model. We're not actually allowed to get inside. We can shoot but not touch. So it's a little hard to tell you what it's like to sit inside, because I haven't. But you do get a sort of stylish interior, not necessarily upscale materials, but visually it looks pretty good. Over here you have a 17.7-inch touchscreen. That's an available touchscreen. It's standard on higher trims. An 11-inch version is standard on the base model. Climate controls are along the bottom. Those are not physical controls, but below the screen and below the vents, you do actually have physical climate controls, which is very welcome, as is the volume knob up there on the top left. Digital gauge cluster, 11 inches is standard. And as you can see on the steering wheel here, Super Cruise is available. That's GM's hands-free driving system. Super Cruise is available on all but the 1LT. Also, as you can see in the center console, you have some nice cup holders, a little storage cubby, wireless device charging below the climate controls, and then below the center console, there's actually a pass-through for some extra storage, which is always welcome. You can also see that it's a little plasticky down there below the belt line. In back, again, feels fairly standard for a compact SUV, seems to have a decent amount of legroom, decent amount of headroom. It does look like the panoramic moonroof here is impeding headroom a bit, but at this trim level, you do get heated outboard rear seats, controlled there, rear climate vents, and 2 USB-C ports for device charging. And also, great news for passenger room, because this is an EV, there's no transmission tunnel, which gives you that extra bit of space there in the center. And in back here, you can see the cargo area. Again, fairly standard. You do get some configuration ability here with various shelving, and according to Chevrolet, cargo space with the rear seats folded is a maximum of 57 cubic feet. So that is the 2024 Chevrolet Equinox EV, or at least what we know for now. There's still more to come, detailed specs, a better pricing breakdown, but you should know that the limited edition 2RS that is going to launch the Equinox EV will go on sale in fall of 2023 with other trims to follow down the line. For more on the 2024 Chevrolet Equinox EV and everything else here at the Detroit Auto Show, be sure to check out Cars.com.